I want to show you the craziest thing I've seen in AI and SEO recently, and a lot of people don't have access to this yet. So if you can understand it now, you've got to drop on all of your competitors. Plus, it's one of those powerful ways to not just create images, not just use it for SEO, but there's so much more potential to this free tool. So what on earth are you talking about, Julian Goldie? I'm talking about DALL-E 3. This is insane. It's in beta mode right now. It's just released a few days ago. I've had access to it, thankfully. A lot of people don't have access to it yet, but it is coming for everyone. And this is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen in AI and SEO. Let me show you some examples. You can pretty much automate any image for any blog post, insert it into your content, and it's free. It's copyright free. You can generate it instantly, and it's better than Unsplash. Let me show you some examples. I'm going to run through loads of different use cases today on how you can do this, but let me show you a quick one, right? We'll start off with something very basic, and we're going to ramp this up 0 to 100 real fast. But essentially, you can give it a very basic prompt, like create an image of ChatGPT and its power for SEO. It's going to create a bunch of prompts based on that, so you don't even have to do the prompting yourself. And the images that it generates are actually pretty stunning. Now, it is insane that this is free. You don't have to pay any extra for images. Normally, if you were generating images with Midjourney, for example, you're paying per image and it would cost a lot. Inside ChatGPT 4, this is a completely free but new feature, and the images are amazing. Here's some examples, right? Now, let me give you an example of why this is so much better than anything else I've ever seen before, right? So if you plug this into Unsplash, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get total rubbish. Or if you say ChatGPT SEO into Unsplash, you get nothing relevant, nothing useful. And all these images can easily be recognized by Google as stock images that people have used before, right? Because that creates a footprint. So the image data for each of these images is easily tracked by Google, and therefore it's not unique or helpful content because it's just generic BS, and Google can see through that and crawl it very easily. Whereas if you look at these images, they're brand new, they've never been created before by anyone else. Each time DALL-E 3 creates them, they're unique, and it's an additional way to add value to your content that nobody else can emulate. Plus, if you're watching this, then already you're ahead of most SEOs on the internet. I mean, literally using DALL-E 3 to create images puts you in the top 10% of SEOs on the internet. Let me give you an example. So with ChatGPT, if you look at the US, for example, in 2023, only 12% of the US uses ChatGPT. Now, if you filter that down, you say, right, how many people actually can use it? Well, probably maybe half of that. Okay, well, how many people can actually use it to create images? Well, an even tinier percentage of this. So by using a tool like DALL-E 3, you're in the top 5 to 1% of people on the internet who can use this. And that's a competitive advantage for you because all of a sudden you can enhance the power and the rankings of your content. Now, you might say, okay, but does this actually help your rankings? Well, if you look at this website, for example, Vogelfunderland, that's performing better than ever. I think it's up to, 73 clicks per day, and it was at 0 previously. All the content on this site is generated with AI, and it uses images inside the content, like you can see here. These are all AI generated images. And based on what's working with SEO, we'll take a look at the top ranking pages for this website. For example, like this one, this one, this one. You can see that all the top ranking content, like this page right here, or this one, or like this one, or this one, for example, and these images are not amazing, but basically all our top ranking content for that website has images inside it. Now, this improves your on-page metrics because it makes your content more engaging. Not just that, but adding unique images never seen before looks better to Google versus just using stock images copied and pasted from ChatGPT that don't have any relevance at all. I mean, that's not the best image for an article about ChatGPT, as much as I love playing guitar, especially bass. And then additionally, if you have images in your content, well, that improves on-page metrics. And if you're monetizing your site with ads, then you make more money from your page because people stay on the page longer. And there's so much more you can do with this. Let me show you some more examples. You see, the beauty of this is that you can use it to explain very complicated topics, for example, like how the heart works. I actually failed biology because I just couldn't get my head around it. My little brain wasn't prepared for it, right? But with DALL-E 3, you can create labeled diagrams. And this is basically the future of education. As you can see here, it's literally labeled the whole heart and how it works, etc. And it's absolutely crazy. It might not be 100% factually correct, but bear in mind, this is a beta version. This is not even the finished product. And some of you might have remembered how slow and useless ChatGPT was like the first week it came out, especially for ChatGPT 4, it was extremely slow. Whereas now it's insanely good. So you can use it for educating, you can use it for creating diagrams, even if you're using YMYL content, as long as you fact check it, potentially you could use these as well. And the beauty of this is that with image generation on ChatGPT, even if you don't want to create written blog posts using AI because maybe that's too risky for you, or you can't afford for your website to get burned, etc., or you're worried about Google penalties in the future, you can still use images inside your content. I don't think there's any chance or risk of using AI images inside your content. I don't think you're going to get penalized for that. In fact, I think it adds more value than just using rubbish stock images that nobody cares about. The other thing is that you can use it for creating metaphors, right? So let's say you're trying to explain back pain in one of your articles. You could actually create simple metaphors like these images with explanations in the content, like these, for example, explaining how the spine under stress creates a lot of back pain, like so. And metaphors are one of the most powerful ways to make your content more interesting. You'll see people on YouTube doing it all the time to make their content. If you look at Alex Hormozy or someone like that, the most powerful ways that they explain concepts, especially complicated ones, is with metaphors and stories. And you can do that inside DALL-E 3 using a combination of images and text. It's absolutely insane. But the other thing you can do, and this is very impressive as well, is you can use ChatGPT to actually create social media content. So not just for SEO, but for generating, for example, YouTube thumbnails. And bear in mind, each time you do this, you're saving yourself like $10 or $15 that you would normally spend on a designer if you say went to fiverr.com, and it's delivered faster. So for example, if you went onto fiverr.com, you're like, right, I want a premium thumbnail. I want 6 YouTube thumbnails. I'm going to have to wait 3 days. It's going to cost me about $30. It might not be right first time round. And then it's going to take another 3 days for the changes, etc. Potentially. Whereas with DALL-E 3, you can create those images instantly, get instant feedback, doesn't cost you a penny, and you compound that over the space of a year. Let's say you're creating one YouTube video every single week or one blog post every single week. You're saving yourself hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And you get it faster than anyone or anything else could ever previously deliver. And you can just download them like so in the top left. And then if you click on the actual image, it's insane how good it is, right? I mean, that's better than most designers could come back to me with. It's certainly better than my own design skills. Like take this one, for example. It looks super nice, right? And then it even explains each thumbnail underneath. And you could do this for any social media channel, right? You could say, okay, create some Twitter posts, some LinkedIn posts, some YouTube community posts, etc. And all of a sudden, you've got a content machine for promoting content, getting more clicks, getting more traffic, and you can scale without hiring a huge team of people. I mean, imagine all the time, money, and energy you save using DALL-E 3 instead of hiring a team and going back and forth with them and having all the stress and managing them and monitoring their work, etc., and actually making sure they do what they do. Not bad at all, right? Obviously, there's a few spelling mistakes, and you can go back and forth with ChatGPT and wrestle with it a bit there. But is that better than anything else I've seen on the internet? Absolutely. Bear in mind as well that 10% of all Google traffic is for images, right? So we underestimate this, but there's a lot of people looking for image content, which means that if you're producing more images into your content, then it gives you another chance to generate traffic to your website. And it's far easier to rank images than it is to rank content because there's less competition and less people can produce them. Additionally, if you look at Google's upcoming search generative experience with AI, you can see that they actually include a lot of thumbnails from the content on the page, right? So if you look at the new AI update coming from Google, it's kind of like YouTube, where there's a thumbnail for each blog post it's going to produce, as you can see here, 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 and here, right? And a big part of the attribution of clicks is not just going to be the position on the page, but also who's got the most attractive thumbnail, just like YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're like, where should I click? Well, you're just going to click towards the most interesting thumbnail, the one that grabs your attention the most. And it's going to be the same game on generative search experience. So yes, it matters where you're placed. Absolutely. Backlinks are going to help with that. Content is going to help with that. Branding will help with that massively too. But it's not just about that anymore. It's about the thumbnail too. So if you can create an attractive image using DALL-E 3, then you're giving yourself the best possible chance to win the click. And that's all SEO is about. It's about winning the click and getting the traffic to your site and standing out. So it's another competitive advantage for you using DALL-E 3. So that's basically it. So as I've said, not everyone has access yet, but if you go to GPT-4 and then DALL-E 3 right down here, if it's available for you, you'll see it here. If it's not available for you, I'm sure it's going to be coming soon. It's just in beta mode right now. And again, this is the most mind blowing way to create images too. And it's going to integrate into so many other SEO tools, which means that you can see a whole new wave of new generation content being produced by all these other tools based on DALL-E 3. And like I say, this is going to change SEO forever simply because you can use it for better image generation. You can get label diagrams, image metaphors, YouTube thumbnails, social media pictures. You can use it to attract more traffic from Google Images, and it's going to improve your click through rate on search generative experience, which I'm pretty sure if you've got a higher click through rate, you'll get more search traffic. So, thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to my free ChatGPT SEO course that teaches you loads of stuff like this, feel free to get that. Link is in the comments. If you want to book in a free call where we can talk about how to get more leads, traffic, and sales to your business, then feel free to book that. Link is in the comments again. And you'll learn how to quickly outrank your competitors with SEO. Plus, you'll learn how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors per month and helping them generate thousands of dollars in sales using SEO without having to pay for Facebook or Google ads. Thanks so much for watching.